Hello, everyone. Welcome back, and welcome all newcomers as you come along. It's the end of the day for me here, but I was seeing some articles today, some headlines that had me raise an eyebrow because they were all magnetic pole reversal signs and the things going on. You could tell. Anyway, let me just get into it. All right. But first, I want to let you know that all links are in the description box. If you want to make a donation, that's there. Links to Daily Excellence and Off Grid, that's there too. So I want to welcome everyone. Adrian and Connie, welcome. And Janet, welcome. So glad to see you guys. Thank you for all the thumbs up. Glad everybody's starting to come in. All right. So, the first one I see is catastrophic climate tipping points may be imminent. And Google says a sweeping new scientific report written 5 hours ago with contributions from more than 200 researchers finds that continued warming could trigger not only the collapse of the Greenland ice sheet, but a wide variety of tipping points in the Earth's climate system. Once crossed, those thresholds would have unstoppable consequences. And you can tell it's going on when you see things in the news like, oh, the East Coast of the United States is going to have like triple threat storms coming. It's like storms are getting really dangerous, right? Hello, Lane, Clarissa, Kathleen, good to see you guys again. Awesome. Hello, Debbie. God bless you all. All right, everybody's still coming in. Good deal. All right. One of the articles, let me see. Making sure that I get the one. There we go. Earth on verge of 5 catastrophic climate tipping points, scientists warn. Humanity faces devastating domino effects, including mass displacement and financial ruin as the planet warms. Many of the gravest threats to humanity are drawing closer as carbon pollution heats the planet to ever more dangerous levels, scientists have warned. And it may be, you know, types of particles are heating up the earth, but in a magnetic pole reversal, when your core is heating up, you're going to have um, those tones, those mystery booms that you can't tell where they're coming from. You're going to have problem with volcanoes, lava, coral reefs dying because underneath is heating up, and that's why you're seeing a lot of these ice sheets melting. It may be cold in the atmosphere, but it's hot underneath, right? And but they'll say climate change because I guess it is changing, but they're never that's really non-specific, but anyway, 5 important natural thresholds already risk being crossed according to the Global Tipping Points report, and 3 more may be reached in the 2030s if the world heats 1.5 Celsius or 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit above pre-industrial temperatures. And you remember what we were talking about yesterday with Biden wanting to decrease all this carbon and stuff, and then the next by 80% in the next so many years. It was a big deal. They're nervous about something. Triggering these planetary shifts will not cause temperatures to spiral out of control in the coming centuries, but will unleash dangerous and sweeping damage to people and nature that cannot be undone. Tipping points in the Earth system pose threats of a magnitude never faced by humanity. They can trigger devastating domino effects, including the loss of whole ecosystems and capacity to grow staple crops, with societal impacts including mass displacement, political instability, and financial collapse. The tipping points at risk include the collapse, excuse me, the collapse of big ice sheets in Greenland and the West Antarctic, the widespread thawing of permafrost, the death of coral reefs in warm waters, and the collapse of one oceanic current in the North Atlantic. You hear that? Collapse of the oceanic current in the North Atlantic. So that's bad. That means that if Northeast America and England aren't getting that warmer water transferred to them through the North Atlantic current, then the winters can be brutal in those areas. Really bad, really bad. And it would all start from underneath when the current is disrupted. And you got to think, we did just have another oil spill in the Gulf, which is part of that current. Hello, lonely black sheep. All right, Wendy, good to see you. All right, making sure I'm saying hello to everybody. Good deal. Unlike other changes to the climate, such as hotter heat waves and heavier rainfall, these systems do not slowly shift in line with greenhouse gas emissions, but can instead flip from one state to an entirely different one. When a climatic system tips, sometimes with a sudden shock, it may permanently alter the way the planet works. Scientists warn that there are large uncertainties around when such systems will shift, but the report found that 3 more may soon join the list. These include mangroves and seagrass meadows, which are expected to die off in some regions if the temperatures rise between, oh my gosh. Mia? She doesn't hear me. She's probably got her headphones on. I can't believe I didn't shut my phone off. I'm so sorry. So embarrassing. I don't even know who will call me right now. I don't even really know anybody. Wow. I hope that doesn't happen again. Anyway, what were you saying? Yep, sudden shock sometimes. It may permanently alter the way the planet works. Yep, scientists warn that there are large uncertainties around when such systems will shift, but the report found that 3 may soon join the list. Right. You're talking about the mangrove, seagrass meadows. If it goes up between a certain degree, 1.5 to 2 degrees Celsius. They include boreal forests, which may tip as early as 1.4 degrees Celsius of heating or as late as 5 degrees Celsius. The warning comes as world leaders meet for the COP28 climate summit in Dubai. Some scientists have warned that some of the shifts can create feedback loops that heat the planet further or alter weather patterns in a way that triggers other tipping points, like a domino effect. Absolutely. And we already know growing zones have shifted. The researchers said the systems were so tightly linked they could not rule out tipping cascades. I've never even heard that phrase before, but it sounds very scary. Tipping cascades. If the Greenland ice sheet disintegrates, for instance, it could lead to an abrupt shift in the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, an important current that delivers most of the heat to the Gulf Stream. That, in turn, can intensify that El Nino southern oscillation, one of the most powerful weather patterns on the planet. Tipping point risk could be disastrous and should be taken very seriously, despite remaining uncertainties like of when. Crossing these thresholds may trigger fundamental and sometimes abrupt changes. So there is some kind of warning going out. That is just one article, right? Now, another article comes out saying it's game on. The world's largest iceberg is on the move. Scientists explain why it matters. Another one. And we talked about this. This is another headline. The coronal hole in the sun prompts aurora alert for southern states. We were just talking the other day that it's getting bad when you start seeing, now I'm not saying it's never happened before, but it is rare to see auroras in southern states. So the further south these auroras come, the worse off the exposure is that we're getting. That's how weak our shields are. We are being affected by this. And another one comes out. I'm seeing if I can find this article, which is like the inspiration for the picture that we see on this YouTube video. Let me see. What you're seeing on the video picture is a red jellyfish sprite. Yes. Here we go. European Space Agency astronaut Andreas Morgensen has captured a new image of electrical discharge rarely seen from Earth, known as a sprite. That's out in space, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's in space. It only confuses me because it says thunderstorm in the picture too, and city lights, so I don't know. We'll find out more. As part of the Thor Davis experiment, every Saturday, Morgensen heads to the International Space Station's Cupola Observatory module to attempt to photograph storms from above. The first image released by the experiment, a transient luminous event, is seen between 40 and 80 kilometers, which is 20 to 50 miles above Earth. That's not far. So I guess when it said storm and city lights, that was really from us, and it was really that close. That's close. 25 to 50 miles from Earth. That's not far at all to be seeing a rare jellyfish sprite. If that gives you any idea of how charged everything is, the Earth and space, all the stars and the planets that are around us, everything is charged. TLEs, sometimes called sprites, red sprites, or red jellyfish sprites, have been reported by pilots for decades, but were only recorded for the first time in July of '89. These sprites are rarely seen from the surface and are often described as giving the illusion of an alien invasion. Like regular lightning strikes, the sprites occur following a buildup of electrical charge within clouds. Told you. With red sprites, however, the discharge occurs up to 80 kilometers or 50 miles above the Earth. The red color occurs as the charge meets nitrogen in the Earth's atmosphere. Morgensen captured the sprite with an event camera. The study aims to look at intense thunderstorms from a better vantage point, as well as weather phenomena in high altitude. It also aims to better understand how lightning in the upper atmosphere affects the concentration of greenhouse gases. So there's a lot to this study. But wow, things aren't quiet up there, are they? And then there's another article that, I mean, all of these, I saw these today. Like, as soon as I open up my news, all of these, I saw these today. I was like, wow, I got to talk about this. Earth. You know, just talking about the North Atlantic current and the glacier, the iceberg, I mean, that's on the move. When it talks about climate tipping points and includes those events in there that are letting you know that those events are not just separate events that shouldn't be paid attention to. It's all connected, and it's all painting a bigger picture. So then you look at the last article, global warming alert, Ukraine scientists discover sudden chlorophyll increase in the ocean, which apparently is not a good thing, that you're not supposed to see all that going on in the ocean. Yep, there it is. Scientists at the Antarctic Academic Vernadsky Station have detected a sudden chlorophyll increase in the ocean near Galindus Island. Experts have already determined the factors that triggered the increase. They're monitoring points where water samples were taken, that it's 2.5 to 3 times higher compared to November of 22, which was a year ago. Researchers suspect that it's connected to the consequences of global warming. As recently, Antarctica has been experiencing record low areas of sea ice. So the ocean receives more sunlight and warms up. According to experts last November, the water temperature at monitoring points ranged between negative 1.1 and negative 0.7 degrees Celsius, while this year it ranged between 0.3 and 0.9. So that's the water temperature, that's a really significant rise, especially in 1 year. So what does an increased chlorophyll level mean? Light and increased temperature accelerate the process of photosynthesis in plants, which we should know, in which chlorophyll plays an important role. Therefore, the increase in chlorophyll in water samples indicates the active development of plant organisms, phytoplankton, in the ocean. This includes single-celled, microscopic, or even nanophytoplankton, which are difficult to see with the naked eye. Phytoplankton is the basis of the ocean's food chain, so its increase triggers cascading processes and affects the life of other marine organisms. More light will also cause changes in the species composition of microalgae, implying alterations in the size of their cells and other characteristics. Consequences. According to scientists, all these processes will alter the architecture of food webs in the ocean and have global consequences in marine ecosystems. Ukraine scientists conduct continuous research on phytoplankton. They regularly collect these samples. They filter the water, extract the samples. According to previous research by scientists, the process development occurs annually. But see, they didn't tell us exactly what the consequences are. They just kind of skimmed past that, saying it will alter the ecosystem. See, they're scared to go any further. But these are our headlines for today. And see, that's when you put all that together, that's you can see how bad the magnetic pole reversal signs are. I mean, it's one thing to watch the magnetic north move, but there are going to be physical signs. Things getting worse, droughts getting worse, floods getting worse. You know what I'm saying? Growing zones shifting, land thinning, rifts opening up, volcanoes going off, electrical grid issues, satellite issues. Do you understand? And that with weakening shields, you would also see an increase in all kinds of cancers. So even though getting a decent amount of vitamin D is crucial, the kind of sun that we're getting in right now is dangerous, especially when you're seeing auroras getting further and further south to those when they're reaching those southern states. That's beautiful, sure, but it's not a good thing necessarily. It's supposed to be rare, but what is rare anymore these days on Earth? 500, 1,000 year storms, things of that nature. The rare is constantly happening now and has been for what? A few years. Hello, Umberto and the Watchman, Diana. Okay. Ooh, I need to watch that movie, Project X with Matthew Broderick. I'll check that out. Shows how radiation can affect the mind. Penguins should go on vacation to the North Pole. Okay. Yes. Well, things continue to happen on this planet. We'll all be on an involuntary diet. That's for sure. You know, at some point, I know my supplies, whatever I have, those cans put up, it'll run out. Something will happen. I'll be sitting there with an empty bowl praying over it. That's my plan. I mean, when it all comes down to it, when you don't have anything else, you've always got him. And That's always a good place to be. Anywho, it has been fun talking to everyone. I hope you all had a good time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I know that is the way things are going. They're talking about tipping points. I should be talking to you pretty soon. All right, God willing. Love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.